Record.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Hey, y'all. So, y'all know who I am. And I did my presentation on resources for rural counties. And I have started with Hale County. So, I put together a pamphlet to make information available. And my first um, hurdle was okay, who am I going to distribute it to? I decided that my distribution would be through churches, through libraries, and through lawmakers. So I started with churches. There are three main towns in, um, they call them cities, but they ain't cities for real, y'all. Um, and in Hale County, there's Greensboro, there is Moundville, and there's Akron. There are other little spots, but those are the big spots. And they ain't big for real, y'all. All right, so I started in Greensboro. They have something called the Greensboro Ministerial Alliance, and this is where all these little preachers get together and go to breakfast. So um, I said, John, can you invite me to breakfast? And he invited me to breakfast, and I took my little pamphlet, and I'll just pass this one around, and asked them to post it in their church. So they post this one in their church, and on the back of it, there's a link. So if they want to get more, they can just print more. Because I didn't know, then you get into how many should I print and how many should I distribute. No, if I make one and give them access, then they can do a lot with it. So that's how I started with the churches. Libraries were no problem. Sure, you can bring it in and post it because all libraries have a little post area. And then, believe it or not, my most difficult part was the sheriffs and the police. Um, and so I told them, even if you don't have a place to post it, it can be a resource for um, your people when they're out there, because like it or not, they don't have this information. And even if they just want to tell somebody, they can say here's a advocacy list for that, and there's a number. So that is the basis of my project. My purpose was to educate, to create a readily available resources. So my initial audience is Hale County, churches, libraries, and law enforcement. But currently, I am actually working on a PhD in rural education. So I have taken this program on, and I'm going to try to do all of the Black Belt counties. So I intend to be done with Hale County by the end of the month. And then my next one will be Green. After Green will be Perry. After Perry will be Wilcox. And those are the ones I intend to do for this year. But, there are a lot of Black Belt counties. And my goal is to, at some point, get to them all. Um, so my lessons learned basically is where to find resources is a big problem. And I can attest to that better than anybody. I was talking to Melissa and Vonda yesterday, and I will tell you my very first PIPA experience. I came early. I was nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just here. And I went down to the restaurant and I ordered myself a salad. And this lady walked in and she introduced herself and we realized we were here for the same thing. And it was, what's her name again? I'm sorry. It was Melissa. So we started talking, and at this time, y'all, I've said before, I knew nothing. So when she would ask me questions like, well, does he have a waiver? My question was, what? What is a waiver? Right? And she was like, girl, you got to get some knowledge. And that if I did not do anything else over this program, I have learned a lot because elderly, poor, and disabled are more likely to die from preventable illnesses in rural areas because of lack of information. There's so much that you can do when you know what to do. And so part of my purpose was to just provide, and it's not even a all all inclusive list of resources. Another thing that I did was I did not just limit my advocacy to um, individuals with developmental disabilities because in rural county mental health in general is just such a huge issue, and so I included other mental health challenges as part of my list of advocacy numbers. And I think that's it. Questions? Great.